see you today in the studio. Yes, 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 yes. Hey, all right, so let's talk about what we will be doing today. Oh, let me tell you guys about what I do during the week. During the week, I do one-on-one coaching sessions with candle makers just like you. You could be in the beginning, you could be advanced. It does not matter where you are. If you need help with knowing what kind of wax to use, knowing what kind of wicks to use with your wax, if you need help to wick your jars, that means if you need to sit down with me and for me to give you your wick sizes, all of those things we cover in a one-on-one coaching session. So it does not matter where you are in the candle making industry. Those are cut out specifically designed and tailor-made for where you are, okay? All right, so those things are unscripted. We come on there and get straight to the point. So go ahead in the description box, and there's so many goodies in there. And also, guys, we have a $7 soy and $9 parasoy class that is coming up. These classes are next month. You will learn how to wick these nice tins that you can get off of Amazon. All of this is on my website, and when you purchase the class, you get a lovely PDF that gives you the wick sizes and all the supplies that you need to go ahead and purchase before the class. So that means we sit down or we stand up and we make these candles on a live Zoom class, and you know, you pretty much got all your peers around you. So it's just a wonderful community where you will learn how to actually pour your candles. You will learn about your hot throw. You will learn what to use and what not to use. There's so much in these classes, guys, and I never really do them this low. But because I have a greater following now, you know, I have a group that's like 32,000 people. I decided to reduce the price of the classes because I have so many people that are coming, okay? All right, so now we're looking at these candles, and I cannot wait to come and sit down with you guys and make them. We're starting our first class in about a week, okay? All right, now let's talk about what we're going to be doing today. Today we'll be doing some cute little coconut mama candles. All right. These are so adorable. I was like looking at these coconut shells, and I was like, you know what? These would make really cute, cool summer candles, even in the winter. You know, coconut bowls are very natural, of course. So a lot of people would just love this idea. I have seen people make them with wooden wicks. I won't be using wooden wicks. I'll be using cotton wicks. But if you do use wooden wicks, they're not really big at all. So you'll probably be like, you know, maybe like this is, you know, you just have to look at the diameter. I really can't say it off the head. But anyway, I'll be wicking these lovely coconut candles, and I will be using some LX wicks because I want a small wick that's going to burn a little bit smooth because of just this, just what I'm using. It's not a glass, so I really don't want to use a CD wick. I'm going to be using the LX wick, and I will definitely share the wick size and stuff like that if you come along to wick training, guys. Wick training is on every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it does not matter where you are in the world. You can join us if you go and just kind of Google the time and compare it to your time, okay? All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get right into it, and let's make these cute little coconut candles. All right. Okay, guys, so I already went ahead and wicked this one. But pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and get you a hot glue gun, just like you would do any other vessel, and just kind of put your glue in here, and you put one wick right here, and because it has this little curve, you're going to kind of wick it on this curve because you want them to be spaced out just a little bit. Like, you don't want your wicks to be too close to the wood, but you definitely want it to be spaced out to where as though it will burn evenly, okay? All right, so now what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and heat up our wax, which I have already done. And you can use coconut wax, you can use parasoy wax, whatever you like to use, you can go ahead and use it. Me, myself, I'm going to be using a parasoy wax. The reason why I'm choosing parasoy is because I like my hot throws, ladies and gents. I am a hot throw lover, okay? And I don't get the best hot throw out of soy wax, so that's why I am going with a parasoy wax, okay? Okay, so let me go ahead and pull these in. Now, for my fragrance, I'm going to be using Candle Science's Sea Salt and Orchard, okay? And If I wasn't using that, then I would use the sweet fragrance like key lime cookies from Just Scent, or In the Stars type from Just Scent, okay? Or Flaming Candles Mahogany Teak Wood, or I would mix some coconut and pineapple or something like that. Alright, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and take the temperature of my wax and see what my wax is before I add my fragrance, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull my wax out, and I'm going to weigh my wax. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh out my wax just to make sure that I'm putting the right amount of scent inside of it. Okay, so I have about a good 9 ounces of wax. So we're just going to see how much we can fill up with 9 ounces. So I'll probably end up doing like 2, because I'm not going to start it all over again. But you know, it's worth a try, okay? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let my wax cool down a little bit before I add my fragrance, of course. And I'm going to come right back, and we're going to pour it. And then we're going to trim our wicks, and we're going to just watch it solidify, let it solidify. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the next part, which is we're going to go ahead and trim our wicks. Okay, because this makes it easier than I'm just holding on to the sides like that. We can kind of move them into place a little bit more easier this way, okay? So just go ahead and trim your wicks before you start adding your wax. And you're going to probably have to trim them again based on how much you actually take off. I'm taking off just enough. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to trim them again. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take the temperature of the wax. Mine is pretty cool. It's actually, yeah, it's the right temperature to pour. Okay. Alright, it's perfect. Mine is perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the wax into these bowls. Now make sure you sit them next to each other so they could be a little bit stable. You're probably going to have to, like, you know, position them where as though they can sit straight, because they will go on an angle if you allow them to. Okay. Alright, so this one is good. It's up to the edge. Now remember, because these are so natural, they won't be even. They won't be even. Like, don't worry about the wax being even. Like, you don't want it running out the side like mine just did just now, because I moved this one. But you know, you will have like some wax, like it won't be leveled, because some sides will be shorter than others. Okay. Alright, so but don't worry about that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and fix this wig because I got one more to pour. I have a little glue on it. Okay. Now when I'm finished, I'm actually going to straighten my wicks up, and I'm probably going to have to use the heat gun, or if you use the wick positioner. Okay, so when I'm finished, I'm going to straighten it up like as my wicks solidify. Okay, but I used about 9 ounces of wax, guys, and this is perfect for what I'm doing. I actually got a little bit more than what I need. So I'm going to go ahead and move this one, because they're going to be like basically needing each other to be propped up. This one is just like, oh my God, this one is getting on my nerves. I'm going to have to move this one and sit something next to it. I'm going to have to sit this one actually against a jar, just so it can sit up straight. Okay. Yeah, this, you see guys, I'm fighting with it, so you know what you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to fight with it just to get it to be straight. And then when I'm done, I'm going to have to clean it up because it got a little wax spillage in it. Okay. Alright, so this, let me see if I can prop this one up a little bit better. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit more wax inside of it. Okay, so my 9 ounce pour was actually perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So they each are about 3 ounces each. They hold about 3 ounces of wax. So that's something good for you guys to know. So we're going to go ahead and let it solidify. And then after it solidify, I'm going to take a rag and I'm going to kind of clean it up. But like the oil residue on it and stuff like it don't matter because it's a coconut. But, you know, I still want to clean it up. All right. Okay, so now y'all know I wasn't just going to leave it like that. So what I'm getting ready to do next is I got some pineapples. So I'm going to go ahead and cut them in half because they're pretty big. I will link the mold in the description box if you actually need the mold. But I'm going to cut it in half. Okay, because I didn't want to leave it like a big pineapple. I'm going to clean it up just a little bit. Getting the wax residue from off the sides. Okay. So I got this one. Let me clean it up a little bit. Getting the wax residue. Alright, and I'm going to just grab a cherry, okay? I'm going to grab a cherry, okay? Because we're going to really make this look like a little pineapple, a little pineapple drink. So I'm going to go ahead and let it solidify a little bit more because if I put it in right now, it's just going to fall to the bottom. Alright. Okay, so these, oh Jesus, okay, so let me move these up first. Let me move them up. Alright, I'm going to be fast forwarding this. Alright. Okay, so these coconuts are fully solidified. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add my pineapple and my cherry to it. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little touch of a heat gun to the top. This is my half a pineapple. You guys seen me cut this in half. And this is the cherry. So we're going to go ahead and add these to the top. So I'm going to grab one and do it in one. Okay, so we're going to do this together because I got the live going right now, y'all. All right, so let me go ahead and just hit this with the heat gun just a little bit. Okay, and that's just so it can stick in place and it can stay there. So I'm going to go ahead and put my pineapple right here on the side. And then I'm just going to put a little bit more heat gun to it because it dries up really quick. Okay, so you just got to move fast when you're doing this. Okay, so that's how I did it. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut my wicks. If I can find my wick trimmer, here it is. Okay, this is how it look when it's finished. That is cute. Just leave a little bit of wick on the top because you got a nice little power burn. Okay. Got a little piece of wick on the side. I'm going to pop that off. Okay, so that's it for that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do one more. And here's my pineapple. Here's my cherry. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the heat gun. Okay, so I'm applying that to the top. And here's the cherry. There you go. Okay, so that's perfect. Perfect. And the other one I'm just going to leave plain. I'm not going to put a pineapple and cherry on this so people can actually see it. But I'm just going to trim the wicks on both of them. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this one. Now these wicks are kind of spaced out a lot. This one is spaced out a lot. So I'm going to cut it down just a little bit more. Okay. And this one, I'm going to leave it a little long. Because of the embeds, I don't want the color to drown the wicks. Okay. So that's it. All right.